Oh, this is a video for men or women who are recovering addicts. So I'm an American. I was a drug addict for 6 years from the age of 18 to 24. I believe I have an ability to speak about this, and I might just make this the focus of my channel. For what I'm saying is that when you are a recovering addict, you're going to learn a lot about yourself. But the best way to learn about yourself is to spend time alone. But I don't mean spend time alone staring at a TV. I mean spend time alone staring at the wall. Because the more you think, the more introspective you are, the more wise you will become. You'll realize that life is a spiritual journey. Life is a spiritual journey because you are a conscious animal. This is what I'm saying. Humans are conscious animals. You are the same as a dog or a cat or any sort of animal like a fox. You walk the earth just as a fox walks the earth. But you are different because you are conscious. Now think about what you were doing. Imagine an animal putting loads of drugs or alcohol into its system. That's going to destroy the animal and probably kill it. Now it's the same thing for you. Humans can withstand a lot of abuse, but at some point you're risking your own life. I mean, just by doing it at all, you're already risking your life, but you're just destroying, especially your brain. You're destroying your brain, but you're also destroying your other organs. You're destroying your teeth. You need to have good dental hygiene. What you do when you get sober, even if you don't have a job, you're not a failure. You're not a loser because you don't have a job. You're just doing your best to recover as an addict. So what I'm saying is you need to learn how to have a healthy habits, healthy lifestyle. You need hobbies. You need good hygiene. If you're a woman, you can, women do their makeup like men. Hygiene is less important for men, I guess, but you still need to have good hygiene if you're a man. You still need to bathe. You need to bathe with soap, obviously. I've seen people bathe without soap. Bro, you need to bathe with soap. And you need to brush your teeth. But this is why, because you are a spiritual creature, a spiritual animal who is conscious, this is philosophy, you're a conscious animal, I highly recommend the best hobby you can do isn't looking at your cell phone or your computer. Playing video games is a good hobby, but it's like not the most important thing. The most important hobby you can do as a recovering addict is reading literature. Reading literature. So this is a collection of books that I am going to show you. So this is a novel, The Hobbit. There are many novels. Obviously, there's millions of novels, but this is a very good novel. The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, which is the prelude to the Lord of the Rings. I have the Lord of the Rings series here. All three books. These are all three Lord of the Rings books. And you might know Lord of the Rings because they made a very popular movie series out of it, but it's based on a book. Books are usually better than the movies. There's a movie I like called The Secret of Nim, and it also has a book, but I didn't read the book yet. And I don't read very often, I'll be honest. So I'm really a sort of hypocrite in that way because I don't read very often. I mostly smoke cigarettes, but reading is the most important thing in the world if you are a recovering addict. This is a Pulitzer Prize winning book, Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. It's a Pulitzer Prize winning book. It's really not that hard to read. You say it's daunting. There are so many pages. but take it one day at a time. You can read 10 pages a day. If it's really, when you start out, you'll read 10 pages a day. As soon as you know it, you'll be reading 100 pages a day. You know what I mean? Here's another very classic book, Watership Down by Richard Adams. And if you don't have books in your possession, you can go to your local library and get books there. Now, the most popular theology in the United States is Christianity. So this is a Holy Bible. Now, the Holy Bible, in a way, is a very beautiful book. I don't like it because I'm a Muslim, but it is, in a way, a very beautiful book. Now, if you are a Christian, I have no problem with that. I mean, the United States was built on Christianic principles, and it's a very beautiful nation. Even if there's so much evil and corruption nowadays, I mean, the reason I believe that is because I'm a Republican. I believe the United States is really falling to evil, but especially with the advent of the third wave of the internet, as I said, the 2020s, the 2030s is the fourth wave. I think every decade there's a new wave of the internet and shit. This is a book that I like, which is a Republican book, Mark R11 on Power. And I got this book for Christmas. I asked for this book for Christmas from my father. That's one more thing. When you get sober, you realize the importance of your loved ones. Now, some people don't have anybody, but that's not a reason to keep abusing drugs. I mean, I essentially have nobody. I hardly ever see my family, but I've still been sober for 2 years. I have the Narcotics Anonymous badges here, 3 of them, 6 months sober, 1 year sober, 2 years sober. This is a book I highly recommend for recovering addicts. The official Narcotics Anonymous book. I got this on Amazon.com. This is the 6th edition of the official Narcotics Anonymous book. You'll also realize, as a spiritual animal, more simple pleasures in life. This is just, a simple pleasure. This is literally from Japan. My father gave this to me. He got this in the 90s when he was in Japan. It's just artwork. I said I see artwork, depth perception on artwork, but that's not really relevant to this discussion. This is some beautiful Japanese artwork. You'll realize that, no, you're not a nerd, you're not uncool because you're not pumping your body full of drugs, because you're doing healthy habits and hobbies. That doesn't mean you're uncool. We're not all 16-year-olds listening to really edgy music. We are adults, and we know that this stuff is not uncool. This is very cool, actually, to be doing the right thing. It's also very attractive. It doesn't mean you're a loser or unattractive. You don't even have to hit the gym every day. If you're a man and you think, oh my God, I'm a loser because I did drugs for so many years, I'm not hitting the gym. No, because you're doing things that are healthy for your recovery. You're very cool. Despite what all the other people say, you don't have to hit the gym every day. You can just recover. It takes a very long time, years, many, many years. You will get there, and life will get better. This is the Holy Quran. This is, because I'm a Muslim, I read the Holy Quran. Now, these are some healthy hobbies. It's not uncool. It's very important for your recovery. Reading is the most important thing because it allows you to be introspective. By being introspective, learning about yourself, you become smarter and wiser, which also affects your behavior. Smarter people behave like adults, but drug addicts are so miserable. From the outside, they are behaving like animals, essentially. like wild animals, not spiritual animals like us. Now that we are recovering addicts, we are no longer wild animals, we are spiritual animals. That is the importance of recovery.